My name is Persia Mitchell and today is an exciting day for me because I am going to make homemade pizza from scratch. So if you like pizza, if you like cheese, if you like eating, then stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and ensure that you receive notifications. And yes, let's start. Okay guys, just so you know, if you do hear like random banging, my boyfriend is training, so he's pumping it up in the garden. Sorry, I don't know why I just done that. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you know if you hear anything. And I'm feeling very excited because a lot of people the people that know me knows that I love food. And I am a personal trainer. And yeah, I do a lot of different things. However, I'm feeling for a pizza, normal, naughty pizza, and white order one if you can make it, especially during this quarantine. It just makes sense. So I thought I'd quickly show you. So I shall show you all the different stuff that I have, all ingredients. Okay, keep clapping because I'm excited. And yes, so we are going to start. I will show you what I have. Obviously you need to know what is going on. Right, so I've got like a big little, I forgot the word there, bowl. So yeah, basically I'm just going to use this to put the flour and do all the kneading and stuff. It's just easier for me to use this. Okay, right, so the actual ingredients are onion. You don't need 3 onions, I just haven't taken them all out yet, but yeah, just an onion, which is going to be cut very small to just throw or sprinkle on top of the pizza. And right, you can choose whatever type of sauce that you like. I just got this sort of bolognese type of sauce, and you know, like last week I just used like tomato puree with like onions and garlic and kind of created my own sauce. But yeah, I felt like being a bit different. But so long you have some type of sauce, that would be good. Flour. I have wheat flour here, and yeah, I have another flour as well. But yeah, I'm going to use this wheat flour. And I also have pizza salami. So I have that. Let's see. I have some mushrooms, mini mushrooms. I hope you can see clearly. Sorry, they're just mushrooms. And then I have some big mushrooms, but we don't need that. I'm just got a bit excited. And we have some mature cheddar. This one is from Iceland. And some mozzarella, because guys, I did not tell you that this pizza is going to be stuffed crust. So yeah, this is for the stuffed crust, okay? I'm not messing around here. I know it's bad. I've been training, you know, I've been trying to like keep myself fit and all of that, but you know what? Sometimes you just deserve something bad. Okay, right, also, I'm going to grill a little bit of chicken prior. I have quite a bit of chicken here, but I'm just going to use a little bit, grill it, cut it really small, and then just chuck it on top of the pizza. And yes, oh, right, something that's very important, which I should have linked to the flour. Well, you need flour and you need yeast, okay? You only need 1 sachet. I will put this one aside. But yes, usually the sachets of yeast comes in, it should be 7 grams. Yes, 7 grams. So I'm aiming to use 800 grams of flour and 7 grams for like 2 nice sized pizzas. And lastly guys, lastly, I have my trays for la pizza. Got this big tray here and this one here. So as you can see guys, I'm not messing around today. And It is so straightforward, and once you get into it, it's just like, oh, but no. Let me just rephrase that. Do it once a while and don't start getting into it and getting too crazy, because you'll end up just putting on lots of weight. But yeah, just practice, try it out, and maybe do it once a month, or if you're being a bit cheeky, twice a month, or maybe once every month. Really and truly, you shouldn't really be having, but once a month is okay. Anyway, enough of me talking. Well, I hope you like my outfit. Sorry, my Queen of the Kitchen. Hope you like it. Didn't really get to show it properly. But yes, I'm going to start. I will start by kneading the flour, and let's go. Right, guys, we are going to start the kneading process. And okay, so I said I'm going to use 800 grams of flour. I could use a whole kilo, however, because I'm being a bit specific, I'm going to use scales. It depends on how much you want to use, so, you know, depending on how much people you're going to feed. I'm doing 2 large pizzas, like that's more than enough for double the, maybe like 3 people, 4 people, but you know, it just depends on how much you eat. Anyway, so I have this here, I have my scales. The amount of people that I know that get so worried when it comes to using scales, and they're like, what do I do? It's really straightforward. I'm going to show you. So yes, I'm going to switch it on first of all. And then once it's on, I'm going to literally just leave it down. Sorry about that. Right, so in order to make sure that it's completely accurate, you have to ensure that you put the scale on, and then with this scale anyway, then you press on so it does not detect the weight of the bowl. So now it's just free. So there's nothing there, 0. So I'm going to put 800 grams of flour. Let's go. It's a bit more than 800. I'm going to take a bit out because I don't want to have more. Okay, that's fine. So, the yeast. What happens with the yeast is the yeast goes into a glass of water. Whatever you prefer. Oops, daisy. So yes, I'm going to open it up. So I'm going to put the whole of the yeast inside, and then you can add tap water if you like, but I'm going to use some bottled water, keeping it a bit healthy here. Healthy still water. Right, so I'm going to literally just pour, I would start off with, yeah, it's not even a full pint, it's under a pint, so that's half a pint. So yeah, just half a pint is fine. Guys, if you whether it's kneading bread or making bread or pizza or whatever you do, it is important that if you're not 100% sure, which you should always be sure and check, but do not put more water. If you're not too sure, put less, because then you can always add more, and that will always help. But if you put too much water, then you're just in trouble, okay? So I'm going to add, a pinch of salt to help activate the yeast. So I'm going to put a little bit on a small spoon, like, yes, just sprinkle, not a full spoon, just probably like a quarter, and then mix it. Guys, another thing I must state with yeast, the one I'm using is instant yeast, okay? Instant is great. I love it. Straight away, everything works. And some people are like, what? Like, why do you use yeast? What is the whole purpose of yeast? Okay, so when I'm going to show you the process, but once I put the flour with the water, I'm going to start kneading it, which is basically just moving the flour around and making sure that everything all sticks together nicely. And then the yeast actually makes the flour rise, and so you just have like double the size, and then, you know, what more can you ask for? So yes, right, so this is looking good. Now, like you can see clearly, I'm just going to just add the water and the yeast into the flour. Use a spoon to mix it. Okay, lots of people have their own methods of doing this. You know, some people like to get the whole flour, lay it out, and then like make a little well, like a hole inside, and then put the water inside and then mix it that way. Everyone has their own method. This is just, you know, fine, so long you ensure that water is added. Like now, you can see that, if you can see clearly, see it's moving a bit too much. I'm going to add a bit more water, okay? So it's always good to just be careful. This is a situation where you add more water to get the volume that you want. And the whole purpose is to ensure that everything is, you know, the texture is like not too thick, not too sticky. It needs to be manageable. So I'm going to add some more and literally just completely mix it. Okay, guys, and right, so I moved everything around with the spoon, mixing it all together, and I added 1 teaspoon of salt just to make the flour itself have a bit of flavour, okay? And if you want, you can add a little bit of olive oil, which I added just a little sprinkle, less than a spoon. And now the kneading starts. So just have a look at the flour, if you can see it. Ooh, without me flicking it all over my face. I'm going to literally, I've sprinkled some flour over the surface and obviously ensure everything's clean, but I need a lot of space to work with this pizza. So, literally, I'm going to put everything inside, take everything out. There we go, right. So now, this is when the kneading starts. I'm going to literally, I personally just start by moving it around like this, which I can feel it is extremely sticky on my hands. So I'm going to add a little bit more flour on top just to dry it out a bit, mix it up, give it a little massage. Right, so I personally prefer to just literally just push it down, just to have an idea of how much flour that I need to add, which again, more flour is needed. I did say 800, but obviously it's over because more is needed. Kneading and more is needed. Right, so enough of my cheesy humour. 1 second, I'm just, right, so you're able to see nice and clear the motion. So I'm literally going to be pulling it out again. I'm not going to be shy and add more flour because it is not that easy to work with. So as you can see. So I'm starting the process where I'm literally just holding my finger here and just pulling the other one out, okay? So there's no specific method, it's just ensuring you pull everything out and just everything needs to be nice and even, and it needs to not be too sticky. Add more flour. Okay, so just literally keep kneading until you are satisfied. Okay guys, so I kneaded it and the texture actually almost reminds me of, you know, one of those stress balls that you just squeeze? Yeah, so it's a good texture. Can you see? Very good texture, I'm pleased with that. So now, literally gonna leave it on a tray. I've just got a little tray here. I'm going to leave it to rise for 1 hour and then I shall work some magic. Just add a cloth, you can add a wet cloth, tea cloth, just to ensure that it's covered and it's got a nice warm environment, and then we shall get ready to start baking the pizza. Okay guys, next is making a sauce for the pizza, and right, it's going to be really straightforward. I've already cut some onions just to speed up the process. So as you can see, I chopped up some onions and some mushrooms and some salami, and I did add a little extra ingredient, some garlic, and it's not compulsory, I just felt like doing it the spur of the moment, so I'm going to add a little bit. So literally it's heating with a bit of olive oil in the pan, and I will, because this one, I'm going to add a bit more water to this, just so there's a bit extra. I do have more, and yes, I do prefer to use this one, so literally I'm going to shake it away. Right, so first of all I'm going to add the sauce in the pan. Ooh, mamma mia. There we go. When I was around 22, 23, I worked in Jamie Oliver's restaurant, and I was considering to become a chef because how much of the passion I have for food. However, I did actually realise I prefer to eat it than cook with a massive big pot and lots of flames, and yeah, I was a bit scared and I didn't think it through, but I did enjoy the, you know, the process of working there and having competitions and stuff. But enough about that, I am moving on. So whilst this is boiling up, get my, sorry, I am here, my spoon, mix it up. So straightforward. I'm just going to add that, a bit of onions, garlic and a bit of salt. Voila. You can add like additional things if you feel like it. Sometimes I add balsamic vinegar and you would think, oh my gosh, like why? But if you put a tiny bit of it, it actually does make a difference and taste very yummy. Believe it or not, try it out. So, right, so this is boiling. I've already cut some onions and put some in here already for the sauce. So I've separated the pizza stuff. And I'm literally my onions. I'm gonna sprinkle, sprinkle some garlic. And a little bit of mushroom. Bit more actually. That's it. So it's all mixing up. Pinch of salt. I'm gonna I don't even want to take the risk and go like that because probably I'll throw a lot. So I just sprinkle a little bit like this. Yeah, that's fine actually. This is good. So, right, it's mixed up. And next, just have to cut the cheese. Fortunately, as I showed you earlier, I do have some grated mozzarella, which makes life 10 times easier, guys. It's already grated. But the mature cheddar, I did say 2 types of cheese earlier, so I am going to grate the mature cheddar. And then we are. I waited for an hour and now it has risen. Have a look. Flour and the yeast has doubled in size within 1 hour, which is good. So now this bad boy is going to be rolled out so it can fit into the pizza baking tray. Okay, so all our sauces is sorted out. We've done the onions, garlic, we've got all of our toppings, chicken. I grilled some chicken quickly. You can add whatever types of toppings that you'd like. I think also I'm going to get a bit carried away and add some, because there's fresh tuna that was cooked today, my beautiful boyfriend. So I'm going to add a little bit of that on one of the other pizzas just to jazz it up. So let's get started. So guys, you must really make sure that with the flour, once it's risen, after you've kneaded it, you need to basically punch it. So you can't see that, but I've just punched it just to take the air out, and then we're going to start rolling it out and ensure that it fits onto the tray. Okay, so I rolled it out, and then with the roller, and then I actually continued using beautiful fingers that God has given me to make this lovely pizza. And what I'm going to do is make sure that it's stretched long enough so that I can literally pull the flour, sorry, I'm going to pull it over, add some cheese around the edges, and then seal it, make sure it's closed. So that's what one shall do. Okay guys, so I put some olive oil in a bowl, and I'm just going to mix a bit onto the brush, and basically just to ensure that it doesn't stick, the flour doesn't stick to the pan. Okay, now while everything's going to be all rolled out, I'm going to get the pizza in shape, add the sauces and toppings. I'm going to put the oven on to preheat the oven. I'm going to preheat it, well, I have preheated it at 180 degrees. So, can you see clearly? I've just put that there. Now I'm going to do the kneading, so I'm literally just going to show you. Just going to grab this, say half of this. Okay. You need a roller, okay? Roll it out. Right, so you will need to just watch my fingers for now, okay? Right, so we're going to start with the mozzarella cheese. We are literally going to sprinkle it all the way around the edges for the stuffed crust. Okay, so it's going to go around the edges, leaving a bit up on top, sorry, leaving some on top the dough so that you can easily seal it. So keep moving it around. Whoops, not making a mess like what I've just done. Okay, so sprinkle, sprinkle. As you can see, there's a lot of cheese. That's why I can't have this too frequent. I did have it last week, but like I said, I would not recommend to have it all the time. Right, so this is a really bad boy pizza. Okay. Just make sure like it's kind of even along the edges. There we go. And then seal it up. So literally just lift in, make sure it's to the edge, the cheese, push towards the edge, and then lift it up and cover. That's as simple as that. Make sure it's fully sealed all the way around. And just push it down to make sure it's fully covered. Okay, if bits aren't that perfect, it's fine because we can actually style everything out, but just the most important thing is to make sure the cheese is completely pushed with the dough, sealing it. Okay, make sure you push, push, push. Almost there. Oops. Okay, I put a little hole there, so I literally had from another dough, just fill in the gaps, okay? So if you have little incidents like that, don't worry, you can always fill in the gaps. Do not worry about anything. Okay, so we are almost there. It's quite a big size pizza, as you can see, so it's taking a little while. This one looks complete. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to do the same with the other one. And then I have a little mini one here, which we have for the extra bit. Right. On to the next one, guys, which is almost complete, but there were parts when I was pulling it, I was using a roller, and then I started using my fingers, and then there's like little bits that have gaps, like it's not enough dough. So literally I'm just going to grab a bit more dough and just ensure that the gaps are completely secure with enough dough, so it doesn't, you know, when the pizza's baked, it doesn't like, yeah, it's proportionate basically. So yeah, and that's it. I'm just literally just ensuring that everything is okay. A bit more dough is required, so I'm going to add a little bit more along here, just to make sure that bit is sealed. And then this edge bit here is the part which I'm going to use to cover up with the cheese in a moment, so you have an idea on what is going on. It's literally very straightforward, guys. You know, kiddies can do this. It's actually a little fun type of activity that you guys can do as a family. Bake some pizza. So yeah, this is, I'm going to add a tiny bit more. There's an area along here and here, and I think that should be okay. Okay, so that's done. This one's already done as well. Now it's time to add the cheese inside. I do have a tiny bit more, but the thing is I didn't want the pizza to be too thick, like ridiculously thick. This is more Italian style pizza, so yes, this I could probably like bake it as a little bread roll, one bread roll, or a little mini pizza if I feel like doing a tiny mini cute one. Actually, I'm going to do a little cute mini pizza on its own. Okay guys, the sauce goes on top now, so we are moving forward. So we're just going to put some sauce, spread it around. Just spread the sauce around the pizza. I will show you a bit clearly. You see, hold on, put it down a little bit more. It's fine. Just making sure it's fully covered. And then the same with larger pizza. Okay, and I made a little mini one, which is literally not soft crust. It's just leftovers, just to have, making use of the last bit of dough. I was going to just bake it as one bit of bread, but you know, I have enough sauce here, so I shall continue as so. And that's it. So, now, cheese. Okay. Okay, so we are going to, I'm not going to use all of this cheese, I did get carried away, but I'm going to literally sprinkle it in the middle and just make sure it's even. And then the large one, look at this, it looks gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. That's it. Okay, so you can always make sure you can like add whatever types of toppings you like, or like barbecued sauce, you know, could be barbecue sauce based. Okay, so I think this is sprinkled out enough. This is a mini one, as you can see. Okay, so now I'm going to add some onions. Add some onions. Add some mushrooms. I'm going to add some chicken. Some salami. Make sure it's spaced out, okay? And some more mushrooms, some more onions. Okay guys, so I have literally, my hands are so dirty, but yes, the pizza is in the oven. I will leave it on, I'll leave it at 180 degrees for 20 minutes. Sorry, I'm feeling a bit tired now. I'm so hungry, oh my gosh. But yeah, so yes, literally I'm just going to show you the pizza. Guys, have a look. I've taken 2 of the pizzas out of the oven. Have a look. So what I'm going to do is literally I'm going to add with some butter around the crust, just to make the crust super nice. So I heated up some butter and I'm going to use my brush to literally go around the crust. And the mini pizza is in the oven. I thought I had not enough space, but I realised there was. So it's still cooking. So literally, this is fine. And then same thing for this pizza. Just literally around the crust. So guys, it's time to check out the pizza. I'm going to open the oven. So guys, it is time to get down to some serious business, and I shall show you the pizza in the flesh, close up. 1 second. Actually, let me turn it around. Okay, so check this bad boy. So this is the super big one. This is the medium sized, and the mini one kind of splashed a bit, but I will tidy that up. But yes, so all is well. Very pleased. So guys, thank you for watching my pizza bakery lesson. And yes, I'm literally going to dig in, and yeah, if you guys want to watch more videos, more bakery videos, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you do like it, and subscribe, and send, or just feel free to comment on anything you'd like, and we shall speak soon. So